Hi, this is Gordon De Silva, and one of my clients just went out of business for a mistake that could have been avoided. Hi, this is Gordon De Silva, and I'm here on an extinct volcano in Auckland in New Zealand. It's one of 48 volcanoes. It's one of 48 volcanoes in New Zealand, and it reminds me of a client just recently that went out of business. Now, it is a client we've been talking to for a while about getting better control over their management information, specifically about their accounting, their debtors, their creditors. And this client basically said it was not worth his while because it wasn't worth the additional cost, because he had control over the numbers. And just before I came away to this trip in Auckland, I heard that he had a amazingly bad debt of £35,000, which basically has put him right on the edge of going out of business, and may well put him over the edge because he has to pay all his creditors, and if he can't afford to pay his creditors, which was tight at the best of times, may end up with him going into liquidation himself. And what was upsetting is that the information is so close. You know, had he just done online accounting and done the same routines he would have done, but done it on an automated online accounting platform, most of this would have been avoided. Now, the other thing he missed, of course, was checking his debtors and creditors on the basis of which ones were outstanding, which ones were late, which ones were not paying, and maybe even checking their credit file before each large invoice or transaction. In this particular case, he checked the credit file for this client about a year and a half ago when he started trading with them, but didn't check them since. And a £35,000 invoice was raised having done the work, and the company went bust before paying it, and he's just having to pay all his creditors. Now, it really doesn't take a lot of effort or expense to do some of the measures we've talked about here. You know, to check a debtor, sometimes your bank may even offer you this service free. We offer it for clients for £10 a throw. Now, even if you have to check 100 of those, when you look at a £35,000 bad debt, it's significant. Now, I'm not suggesting you should check every single credit. You just check the ones that are owner-managed businesses. The blue chip companies, unless you're unlucky enough to be trading with someone like in the likes of Woolworths, which went bust, owing thousands of creditors lots of money, who also went bust, then you should be okay, and you maybe want to check them once every quarter or once every year. But if they're not paying you to your payment terms, you've got to be concerned that they don't have the cash. You may just think they're just playing the game, but what if they just don't have the cash and are in trouble, and you're going to be a victim of that trouble? So let me offer you a couple of pieces of advice there. First, use online accounts. That way, that information can be shared real time with you and your accountant. The second thing is, do credit checks regularly, maybe every 3 months, certainly before any large transaction, to see if anything's changed on the credit file before you embark on any transaction where a £10 credit check or even a free credit check would have hurt. Now, if it's free, there is absolutely no reason not to do one, right? But for £10, if you can afford to lose £1,000 for a £10 fee, then fair enough, don't check it. But if you can't, if you'd rather pay £10 to be alerted to anything, then that's really a price worth paying. Online accounts have come a long way. One of our favorites is Xero. If that's the sort of information that you want to manage your business to stay on the right side of cash flow, then click one of the buttons on this side, or just use cash flow in your own, pay for it yourself, use it with your current account. It doesn't matter. The main thing is you don't go out of business because somebody else's bad management. I look forward to speaking to you on another one of my blogs from this beautiful island of New Zealand in Auckland on this extinct volcano. You can see the city skyline in the background over there. I don't know if you can see that. It's a really beautiful city, somewhat old-fashioned, I can tell you. Some of the secondary shops really look quite dated. That surprised me a little bit, but very quaint nevertheless. See you soon. Bye bye.